Do you know the difference between someone who truly changes their life and someone who lives trapped in the endless cycle of starting strong and quitting quietly a few days later? It's not willpower. It's not motivation. It's not discipline. It's something much deeper. You know that person who says every year, "This is it. This is my year." January comes with gym memberships, notebooks, strict diets, bold declarations. March comes with silence. Most people try to build a house starting with the roof. And at 19 years old, Yoshi was one of them. Yoshi wasn't reckless. He wasn't evil. He wasn't even lazy by nature. He was just unbuilt. He lived in autopilot. Late mornings, cigarettes, cheap alcohol, endless scrolling, laughing with friends who were just as directionless, no plan beyond the weekend. And as long as his parents paid the bills, life felt fine. Until reality arrived. First came a quiet warning, a counselor asking what he planned to do after graduation. "I don't know," Yoshi shrugged. He'd taken the college entrance exam under pressure from his parents. His score was awful. No scholarship, no athletic option, no plan. The counselor leaned forward gently. "If you don't decide now, life will decide for you." Yoshi left the room and didn't think about it again. 2 weeks later, life decided. His father had a heart attack. Not fatal, but final in another way. No more factory shifts. No more 1-2 hour physical labor. No more steady income. At home, a premature newborn needed constant care. His mother couldn't work. His younger brother was 12. The weight of the house shifted. And it landed on Yoshi, the boy who woke at noon. The boy who couldn't focus 10 minutes. The boy who had never carried anything heavy emotionally or physically. For 3 days, he panicked. For 3 more, he denied it. Then one night, alone at the kitchen table, he whispered, "I have to change." He grabbed a notebook and did what almost everyone does in desperation. He wrote an extreme plan. Wake up at 5 a.m., run 5 kilometers daily, study 6 hours, quit smoking, quit drinking, quit friends, be a new person immediately. It looked heroic. It lasted 3 days. By the 4th day, he was back in bed at 11 a.m. Phone glowing in his face, lungs burning after failing to jog half a kilometer. That was the moment it hit him. I don't lack motivation. I lack structure. A few days later, hiding from responsibility in a sea of YouTube videos, the algorithm interrupted him. Kaizen, how the Japanese build habits that last forever. He almost scrolled past it. Instead, he clicked. The speaker said something that felt personal. "You're trying to build a Ferrari when you don't even know how to drive a bicycle." Yoshi froze. The problem wasn't his dreams. The problem was the scale of his demands. The video explained Kaizen improve 1% per day, small enough that your brain doesn't resist, consistent enough to compound. Later that night, he found Atomic Habits by James Clear. One sentence cracked something open inside him. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Yoshi had goals. He had no system. So he asked himself the most important question of his life. What's the smallest habit I can't fail at? Not 5 a.m., not 5 kilometers, not 6 hours of study. 5 pages. Every night, before sleep, 5 pages of reading. Nothing more. It felt ridiculous. That was the point. Night 1, 5 pages. Night 2, 5 pages. Night 3. He almost forgot half asleep, then sat up in the dark and did it anyway. By day 7, he wanted to read more, but he didn't. Because the goal wasn't to impress himself. The goal was to prove something. For the first time in years, Yoshi kept a promise to himself. And that proof was more powerful than motivation. 2 weeks later, he added a second habit. Not running, walking. From the front door to the mailbox and back. 200 meters. Embarrassingly small, but consistent. Morning, mailbox walk. Night, 5 pages. That was it. And something subtle began to change. Not dramatic, not cinematic, structural. A neighbor noticed him walking early one morning. "You're up before 7?" the man joked. "Trying to change," Yoshi replied. A week later, That same neighbor offered him a warehouse job. Hard work, low pay, physical strain, but money. The first day destroyed him. His back ached, his arms trembled. He collapsed into bed that night, ready to skip the 5 pages. He didn't, because of one rule he'd learned: never miss twice. He read the 5 pages with heavy eyes. The next morning, he walked to the mailbox. That was when he understood something deeper. Discipline is not doing something when you feel strong. It's doing something when you feel weak. Weeks became months. Mailbox walks became longer naturally. 5 push-ups were added after the walk. Then knee push-ups when full ones felt impossible. Then 30 minutes of study instead of 6 hours. Not heroic. Possible. And possible repeated becomes powerful. 6 months in, Yoshi had changed visibly. He was stronger, focused, more present. Then life struck again. His younger brother broke his leg in a bicycle accident. Surgery, hospital bills, debt. Yoshi took extra shifts, 13-hour days, 4 hours of sleep. The system collapsed. He stopped walking, stopped reading, started smoking again. 2 weeks passed in regression. One night, exhausted and staring at the ceiling, shame crushing him, he remembered something from the philosophies he had begun studying. Wabi-sabi beauty in imperfection. Progress isn't a straight line. It's a spiral. You don't return to zero. You return with experience. So he asked himself again, what's the smallest habit I can restart? 5 pages. That night, he read. The next morning, he walked to the mailbox. Not 5 kilometers, just 200 meters. Then 5 push-ups. The spark returned. Not instantly, but steadily, and that's when he understood the real difference between those who change and those who don't. The ones who change always come back. Over the next year, Yoshi studied 30 minutes a day, sometimes more, sometimes less, but consistent. He retook the entrance exam. This time, he scored high enough for a partial scholarship. His mother cried when the letter arrived. His father hugged him and whispered, "I knew you could do it." Yoshi almost laughed because 2 years earlier, no one would have believed it. But something deeper had shifted. He wasn't forcing himself to wake early anymore. He was someone who wakes early. He wasn't trying to study. He was someone who studies. Identity had formed, not through a 30 days challenge, through microscopic proof repeated daily. At 22, Yoshi graduated with a business degree. He wasn't a millionaire. He wasn't famous, but his family was stable. His father worked a lighter job. His brother recovered. His sister laughed in the living room while Yoshi read her stories. He still walked in the mornings. He still read. He still improved slowly. But here's the most important part. He didn't think about it anymore, because it wasn't discipline. It was identity. And identity is built one microscopic action at a time. So what's the difference between someone who transforms and someone who repeats the same resolutions every year? It's not intensity. It's not motivation. It's not dramatic change. It's this. They start small enough to succeed. They build a system instead of chasing emotion. And when they fall, they return. Not once, every time. So here's the question. 3 years from now, will you still be building roofs with no foundation? Or will you have laid 1 brick every day? You don't need to change your whole life tomorrow. You just need 1 habit, so small it feels almost stupid, and you need to keep it. Because when you can keep a small promise to yourself, you can build anything.